is not, even I can't even talk about it in front of the lecturer. At the beginning I was excited saying, why 36 sessions? I can do it in one session. But they said, don't even talk about it. So,
Why is that?
because I believe academic world has its own, don't want to name anything for it, but they have to manipulate it to them for themselves, and they don't like lay people or anybody else have anything to do with this field. And patches are £24 for one pack, although it is free from NHS, but somebody buys it to give
Somebody,
a taxpayer or whatever. So that is why.
Could I ask you a question?
Sure.
I worked with a client a year or two ago who had a panic disorder about getting into a car to drive.
Yeah.
And she was mid-30s, young daughter, etc., etc., and that was debilitating her life and her daughter's life. The reason that the panic started about a year and a half before, when she had a serious car accident.
Yeah.
So as far as I worked with going back to
the
experience
scene
that
of
and to build ego, etc., etc., and she was fine after a couple of sessions.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel there was any need to go back.
True.
I'll
tell you.
Unless.
I'm glad you asked this question. These questions are fantastic, because usually, unless this question comes up, I wouldn't be able to express about all the things that I would like to talk about. One is two sisters who had fear of flight. One of them had a crash of the aeroplane. They saved her life and she survived, but she had this fear of flying. And the sister didn't have any didn't have any crash, but she had the same similar fear of flight. And hypnotherapy is two-way of therapy. One is regression therapy, the other one is suggestion therapy. Suggestion therapy, which lots of psychotherapists, lots of hypnotherapists might practice it that way, and it has only a 30% success rate. 30% are those people whom they observe other people who are panicking. Like, for example, the sister who had crashed came and said, oh, I have panicked because my airplane crashed and I'm scared. I'm not going to step into the plane. The younger sister is watching, and then immediately she gets that program in. But because there is no trauma base, because not all the things that we are scared of has something to do with the suggestion. If the suggestion therapy works, you can see the result. That means that there is no trauma behind that fear. It was just suggestion can work fantastically well. The reason we don't do any regression for stop smoking is that we never had started smoking when some trauma happened. Start smoking was something gradual. We didn't like the cigarette, it was too difficult to smoke. Gradually, absolutely,
So what
immediately.
So what technique do you use?
So I use the technique of relaxing the person and asking the subconscious to come forward. And then I ask the subconscious to, first before we put the person under relaxation, I say, what is the problem? You tell me the problem. Because we want to have a name. The reason we have to focus on a particular problem is that subconscious, the way we deal with it is so automatic that the person comes with another problem. Oh, I have this problem as well. And that problem as well. That's why we say, you give me one problem to solve. If you have panic attack, if you have one problem, not 10 problems, because we all have many, many finance problem, relationship problem, so many problems we have. Therapists must always ask, what do you name the problem? You tell me what you want to name it. Okay, so that is the first thing we know before to put the person on the hypnosis. And then we relax the person. And then we ask the person, the client, what sort of this problem that you have? Name all the emotions you are experiencing with this emotion. I am frustrated, I am angry, I feel helpless, what else? Because our emotion is like umbrella, it is covered. and we name it one. I get upset, for example, they say. They don't know there are different emotions, combination of all of them make this umbrella feeling. That's why we have to ask about the naming it. And the way to do it is when they say, this problem I have, what do you feel? I am scared. What else do you feel? I am, what else shall we say? I feel helpless. Okay, what else? So this okay we say, we are saying it to subconscious, means I got it. If we don't say okay, if we don't go step by step, the subconscious might miss it. So after, what else? We keep saying, okay, what else? And then until the client said, that's all. It is so clear cut. That's all. Okay? Now, we do, this is called part therapy, I'm sure everybody knows. Part therapy, that's subconscious, all these parts are negative parts, so therefore you are all going to be made redundant. Whatever we do with subconscious, we have to ask permission. Because if we don't ask permission, we are creating conflict. Because our mind, our intellect, wants so many things, but subconscious doesn't know about it. The automatic function of our being is not aware of it. So that's why when we want to stop smoking, we intellectually know a cigarette is bad for finance, for health, and everything. But how come the person can't stop it? Because the subconscious doesn't know, conscious now decide to stop. That's why we have to create this cooperation together rather than going against each other. When we are craving, because subconscious said, I want it, I need it, and conscious said, no, it's bad for you. The more we create conflict, the more they go against each other. So next time when they can, they do even double, even more. So that's why whatever we do when we are working in a regression, we always have to ask subconscious, will you allow these negative parts to come forward? Yes. Now, all negative parts, you are all negative parts, you are in the way of, you are going to be all made redundant, but you do have a choice, either take a rest or be active in a more positive way. Which one do you choose, active or take a rest? Because the way we talk to our subconscious now, they realize that the way, like computer operating, yes or no only, maybe sometimes we don't have that. 2 minutes, okay. How long do we have? Okay, so first we ask this part therapy. Part therapy is only part of the therapy, it's not really the main therapy. After we made it clear for the patient and for the subconscious that that's what we are after. So we are emphasizing, that's why when we are doing the regression is very precise, it goes to the right place, because we're working this homework beforehand to tell them that when something is making you sad, making you depressed, making you helpless, angry, frustrated, all these feelings, that's what we are after. So when we are instructing them, they go to the feeling. Okay, so after we sort out the feelings, then we say subconscious. Again, subconscious is like librarian. We have to ask permission. Subconscious, will you allow so-and-so to go into the past to bring forward some information that can help him or her to understand why she has this problem or he has this problem. This is a very precise wording that we use, but this is the question, the right question for subconscious to come up with. So, and then we say, subconscious, will you allow subconscious to go into the past? So we are asking for cooperation of subconscious rather than conflict. Because if the subconscious is scared, doesn't want to, subconscious, will you allow so-and-so to go into the past? No. So we call a part. Which part is in the way of so-and-so achieving her goal? Going to the past. Another emotions come up, scared, I'm scared to the past. The scared part, you are negative part, you are in the way of so-and-so achieving her goal, feeling good about herself. Therefore you are going